All right. Good morning or good afternoon. The purpose of this video is to give you some heads up or some examples on how to work the problems that are on the worksheet that I presented that we'll be doing for classwork today. Of course, as you know, I'm not available today, but here I am electronically. Thank you for signing in to Google Classroom so that you can get your instructions. So, you may not need this video, but just in case you do, I thought I'd produce it. Anyway, you have 2 pages. You have basically a 4-page or 2-page worksheet there, in which we are, and actually we'll be solving problems that involve finding the equation of a line given 2 slopes, or we'll be solving word problems that involve the equations. So let's look at the problems that you have. All right, let's look at problem number 1. What is an equation for the line that passes through the coordinates 2, 7, and 0, 1? First of all, let's write the equation for a line in slope-intercept form. It looks like this. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead. This is what the equation of a line looks like. Y equals, I know you can't see this yet, mx plus b. I'll move my cursor so you can see what I typed. This is the equation of a line, the general equation of a line, of course, in slope-intercept form. And you probably know that. What we don't know is what m is. Let's figure out what m is, and you remember the equation for a slope. And let's see if I can get that typed. M is equal to the fraction. And let's see, we'll pick y. And it looks like I'll need a subscript here. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? And I want this to look like the way you're normally accustomed to see it. So let's go ahead and make these smaller. I only have to do this once. Okay? All right. It's always a good idea to write down the equation or write down the formulas at least once so that you can get used to writing it. Okay. So this is what we call the slope equation. Okay. And just so you know what we're looking for. Well, some people actually call it better slope formula. Okay. All right, this is also given to you in the formula chart, star formula chart that's still on my wall. Okay, and of course this is the slope-intercept form of a linear equation. And I'll go ahead and put that on there. Okay, so these are the 2 things that you're going to be you'll be using these ideas today. Okay, now that we have that all the way, let's go ahead and use these 2 concepts to solve the problem here. Okay, let's take our 2, 7, our point 2, 7, and let's take our other point, which is 0, 1. Okay, and let's go ahead and name them. We'll let 2, since this is our first, this is our first pair, we'll call this x1, y1, and actually I'm going to just write it like this. X1, y1. Well, we're just labeling our points here. X1, y1. Let's see if I can make that a subscript. Here, x1 and y1. Okay, and that'll be 1 pair. And let's name the other pair. We'll make these the 2s. Okay. And because of that 0 there, it's actually going to make this first problem kind of go fast. So let's label our points. Okay. So if I call the first point x1, y1, and the second point x2, y2, and let's apply these points to the formula, and I'll go ahead and clone this, then our problem looks like this. X2 is, well, y2 is 1, y1 is 0, and let's look at, oh, I don't think I did that right. Y1 is 7, actually. Okay. Y2 is 1, y1 is 0, and then let's look at x2. X2 is 0, and y1 and x1 is 2. Okay, I believe I got it right this time. Okay, so let's see what that's equal to. This is equal to, and you guys don't have calculators today, but you can use your phone and Desmos. Um, you can go to desmos.com, and I'll show that link again. Just type it up. Let's go ahead and simplify this. Let's see if we can get another fraction here. It'll give us a -6 over -2, which is equal to a +3. Right? So our slope is equal to 3. All right. Now, there's two ways to get the y-intercept. One way to get the y-intercept is to substitute into this formula here. And let's substitute. We know what m is. We know that m is 3. So we'll go ahead and take m, and we'll let m be equal to 3. And we'll put that in just a minute. We can use either one of these points for the y x. Let's go ahead and use that 0 and 1 because it's so easy to deal with 0. So if I use the x2 and the y2s, I'll let y be equal to 1 equals m, we know that's 3 times whatever x is. The x is, well, x2 in this case is 0, and plus we don't know what b is, okay, because that's what we're looking for. All right, let's simplify. Well, we know that that's 1, and we know that 3 times 0 is 0, so we can just drop that off. So b ends up being 1, which actually we should have known anyway because it's a y-intercept. 0, 1 is y-intercept. So the equation of our line that goes through the coordinates 2, 7, and 0, 1 is equal to, since m is equal to 3 and b is equal to 1, since I think since m is 3 and b equals 1, our equation is y equals 3x plus 1. And that's how you do the first problem there. Okay? Y equals 3x plus 1. I actually want to go ahead and make that green if I can get to it. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make that green so you'll know that that is the correct answer there. So, okay. All right. So let's look at another problem. Let's look at problem number 3. All right. I'll clear this up. All right. What is the equation for the line that passes through the coordinates -1, 2, and 7, 6? Well, let's use exactly the same formulas. Let's grab this one. Well, you need this. Okay, we got y equals mx plus b already. Let's do our substitution. Let's write our points. All right, we got a -1, 2, and we got 7, 6. All right, and let's go ahead and grab our x1. Let's look at this. Copy that over. And let's label our x2s. Now, could we have switched it around? Sure, we could have. So, and we might actually do that this time. All right. Just, but it really doesn't matter. Okay. At any rate, let's go ahead and do our substitution. So, let's clone this. What is our y2? Well, our y2, according to this, is 6. So y2 is 6. And we need y1. Y1 is 2. And x2 is 7. And x1 is -1, which we still need to make negative because it's being subtracted. We still need to subtract it even though it's negative. So I'm going to put this in parentheses there. Well, let's simplify this. Okay, and we need a fraction. All right, we know that 6 minus 2 is 4. And we know that 7 minus -1 is the same as 7 plus 1. Sorry, I don't need that extra 1 there. All right, and so this is equal to 8, because 7 minus -1 is the same thing as 7 plus 1. 4 over 8 reduces to 1/2. Let's make that fraction there. 1/2. Okay, so our slope is 1/2. Now, we don't have a y-intercept here, so we're going to have to find it. So let's take y equals mx plus b, and let's substitute in this equation. Okay, let's see. Let's see, I'm going to go y equals mx plus b. And we're going to pick, let's use x, let's use a 7 and a 6 there. All right, let's use that. So we'll use y2 is 6 equals, we know that m is equal to 1/2. So let's put a 1/2 there. And we're going to multiply that times whatever x is. X here is 7. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, plus, all right, and we don't know what b is, so we're going to put that there. Okay, well, nothing to simplify there. Bring down to 6. 7 times 1/2 is 7.5. Not 7.5, it's 7/2. So we need to make this a fraction. 7 times 1/2 is 7/2, not 7.5. Make sure I say it right. All right, and plus b. All right, so how are we going to solve this equation for b? Well, we're going to have to subtract 7/2 from both sides. So, or what we can do is we can multiply both sides by 2 so that we can get rid of the fraction altogether. Let's do that. So let's multiply 2 times 6 on one side and 2 times 7.5, 7/2. I keep saying 7/2. Let's put that fraction there. Oops. Multiplies both sides by 2. So let me give me a fraction here. Yep. 7/2. Right. Plus b. Still don't know what b is, but we have to multiply it by 2 as well. Because what you do, we multiply everything by 2. When we do that, that gives me a 12 equals 7 plus 2b. Okay. And now we can just subtract 7 from both sides to get the b by itself. So let's do that. We're going to subtract 7 from both sides. All right. 7 minus 12. I'm doing it the long way. All right. 7 minus 7 plus 2b. All right. That gives me 5 is equal to 2b. Divide both sides by 2. And I know you can't see that. And let's see if we can move this up so you can. All right. 5 divide both sides by 2, we'll get 5 over 2. Let's see, it's going to, yeah, we'll get 5, that fraction. Oops, don't want that. 5 over 2, divide both sides by 2, equals B. So it equals B. All right, so we know the slope is 1/2. We know that B is 5/2, so our equation then is um, y equals m is 1/2, and then we got an x plus, and we need a 5/2. I'm going to basically just put another 1/2 and change that 1 to a 5. And that should be our answer there. All right, so that's worksheet number 1. And we'll stop this video, and so you can apply this to worksheet number 1.